Welcome to Made in Walker, the podcast that connects you to the people, the stories, and the ideas shaping our community. From local innovators to everyday change makers, we're diving deep into what makes Walker a great place to live, work, and grow. Here's your host, Nicole DiDonato.
Well, if you've ever been to Siciliano's in Standale, you know it's more than just a market. It's an experience. With a longtime Grand Rapids business, family-owned business, moved from Grand Rapids to Standale into Walker just about a year ago and is growing alongside another family venture. I'm pleased to have the owners of Siciliano's Market and Specialty Beverage. We have Dan and Tiffany Sipka. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we're excited. Yeah, of course. And for anyone who's maybe not stepped into your market before, what is it all about?
First off, it's all about the customer experience. That's one thing that Steve and Barb from the beginning really hit on. And the staff has just been tremendous over the years. When someone walks in, it's, hey, how can I help you? Not just, sitting behind the register. It's more, where can we help you? What are you looking for? Because we have a great variety of products and you may need help finding something because there's a lot to look at in there.
Sure is.
Yeah, the only thing I'd add is just we've carried on the tradition that, again, Steve and Barb started of just being part of community and having our service provide more community. So we have a lot of events, but we're also very much focused on education. And so not just like helping you find what you're looking for, but also educating you along the way on what you might not know that you are interested in, or, we have a really large homebrew and winemaking community. And so trying to provide more visibility to that is also, one of our goals.
Yeah, a great place to do that here in Grand Rapids. Mm-hmm. But you've grown since then. You've added a lot more products, a lot more partnerships have kind of come over the years since kind of taking over as well. And first, we'll just back up. As far as taking over ownership, why was that so important to continue this family business?
Yeah, I can start. So the Siciliano's family have long been family friends of my family, the Borismas. We've known them for my entire life, and my dad and a lot of my brothers and family had been making wine through the Siciliano store and with the family. And so it was important to Steve and Barb when they were ready to retire that the store continued, and it kind of just worked out, perfect timing. My dad had talked to him and identified as an opportunity for Dan and I to step in. Dan's more the people person, salesman. I like the back of house, more accounting, bookwork. And so, we worked alongside Steve and Barb the few months before we took over just to really learn the ropes from them. And it was just the perfect marriage of being able to have kind of like younger, new energy come in and pick up the torch that they had started.
Yeah, and it was started in 1993. Steve bought a 7-Eleven on Creston, actually, yeah, and operated that for years. And then the old location, 2840 Lake Michigan, was Johnny's party store. He bought that. I remember he told me when craft beer came out, he's like, how do I sell this expensive beer? And that's when like a light bulb went off and he started to create your own. So grab one beer from here, one beer from there, create your own 6-pack. And that really made Siciliano's part of what it is. And then kind of went into what she said with the home beer winemaking supplies. People are like, wanted to get into it. And there's nothing around here. And there's other stores that did pop up since then, but haven't made it, unfortunately, because we're now the only home beer winemaking shop within about 2 or 3 hours. So we have people traveling from Ann Arbor, Lansing, Kalamazoo just to come in and get our products and our expertise from the staff too as well.
Yeah, so was that something that you always had in the back? Like you knew about home brewing, or was that something you had to kind of become efficient in? Yeah.
That's something that I had to become efficient in. And like winemaking, her family's done it for years. So I started that with them in 2020, which was awesome to do. It's been fun.
Yeah. And what do you think, you were kind of saying, Tiffany, just that younger generation, bringing this, introducing it more and making it more mainstream. What do you think that's really done for your business?
I mean, I think it's just been exciting to bring visibility to a craft that's been around for, forever, and has, especially in Grand Rapids, has been a big deal, but has craft beer industry has declined a little bit. And so we've taken it as responsibility as like a platform that is involved here to try to bring more younger people in. So we have a lot of like free events. We have a big brew day every May that's free to the public. And we have all of our home brewing clubs come and kind of like share what they do. And so I think it's really exciting. But it's also, as business owners, we've had to adapt to newer generations. Like the latest generations that are drinking age are actually doing a lot less drinking of alcohol. And so just trying to stay ahead of those trends and really adapt our offerings to meet what the community and the customers want, which has meant that we have like a much more extensive non-alcoholic selection. And so that's been exciting too, because it's just a totally new vector of products.
Yes, and you've expanded to so many other partnerships as well with coffees and cheeses. How do you choose which partnerships or which supplies you want to start carrying?
A lot of it is asking the customers what they want, right? But searching any avenue, like I think we've talked about before, like if you don't try it, you don't know. So we're open to anything. So some of those partnerships, like you said, coffee, Magnum Coffee and Spring Lake, they've been great. We started roasting fresh coffee every morning to sell to. Then we partnered with the Cheese Lady, so a variety of cheeses. I mean, when we first started that, we had 10 cheeses, and we're at like 25. So it's just that convenience of picking up a bottle of wine, pairing it with the cheese, or an IPA with the cheese. Some other local partnerships, Grand Ice, which is cocktail ice cubes made locally by a family-owned business here. Their ice is used in Amway and select stores here, so those are really cool. Semifreddo ice cream was right in Walker as well. Jordan and his wife make Italian ice cream, so we've brought that on, which is great. So yeah, it's bringing on new items, and it's about the people too you work with. Another one is Hippie Chippies. So we do their chips and their fresh salsa, but it's about the product and the partnership and the person too.
I think it's more meaningful when you have those partnerships behind it, those relationships.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And celebrated a year in Walker. I know that was a big transformation, kind of moving out of Grand Rapids, the west side. Folks really knew you. And then coming into Walker, it was our gain. We're pretty excited about that. What made you choose coming down Lake Michigan Drive?
Yeah, I mean, so we're both from the west side, very close to Walker. My parents actually started their first business in Standale many, many, many years ago, the Cactus Stand, well before Standale was developed to where it is today. So it's an area we were very familiar with and was close to us. And, the old location for Siciliano's was great. It served its purpose, but we were really looking to expand and have a little bit more space. And the location that we moved to in Walker just allowed for that. It was really the catalyst for us to be able to make a lot of the improvements that we always wanted to when we first took over, but kind of were a little just constrained with the space that we had. And so it's been really cool to invest in all new walk-in coolers and more retail space and have, more capacity to do bigger tastings and like stuff in the store to really get people in and try new things. And parking has been a huge plus. That was always kind of a sore spot in the old store. And Dan can speak more to kind of also just the wider customer base from walkability that we've had as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the move has been great. More foot traffic. We're still getting old customers. We're getting new customers. We're getting a lot more businesses that are supporting too nearby. They're seeing us. There's still people that don't know who we are sometimes. I had a guy come in a couple weeks ago, and he said he Googled a liquor store near him, and he lives in the apartments behind us for 2 years. But he's like, wow, this place is awesome. You have coffee, you have tea, you have snacks, you have craft beer. So I'll tell people about this. The move was, like she said, a catalyst for things that we wanted to do at the old place but couldn't do. Our coolers were going pretty they're old there, so it would have been hard to kind of make that move. And our humidor was a third of the size. smaller at the old place. We really wanted to make that bigger. So now that's 3 times the size. We went from, carrying 100 brands of boxes of cigars to 250, which is still, it's awesome. And that's a great, a lot of people are still smoking cigars in the golf season and winter even too. But yeah, it's been a great opportunity to expand in a lot of places. So also like spirits, we added a couple hundred more spirits. Wine, we were able to add more wine. We have over 1,000 beers, I'd say. Yeah. Yeah. And then City of Walker's been great and the people have been great. So it's just been a good move overall.
Yeah. And I love that story of just kind of coming back home to where your family had first started a business. Your brother, actually, Tiffany, owns Adobe, just a few doors down from you. Again, what's that experience working alongside another family member?
It's great. I mean, it's fun to be in the same vicinity as well. Like, it gives us more opportunities. We've done plenty of tastings with Adobe and different events. Like, we did one for Mother's Day last year. That was really fun. Awesome. But also just to have another, person to talk to about running a small business. Like, it can be very lonely if you don't have the right type of people to kind of talk to you about the challenges and like how you're navigating different situations. So that's been really, invaluable to Dan and I to have not only another business owner, but a close family to be able to talk to and just kind of navigate the difficulties and the highs and the lows together.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think you've learned about yourselves being, I know you're a young family, balancing that work life, leverage there. What do you think you've learned about yourself since becoming store owners, business owners?
She's superwoman. I'll tell you that. I mean, from balancing, she also is working 9 to 5. We welcomed 2 kids since taking over the store. When we were moving the store, she was 8 months pregnant. There, 10 o'clock, putting together gondola shelving. But I mean, it's like she said, there's highs and lows, and it's a 24/7 job. We're open 7 days a week. We have staff that we care for a lot, and we're there for them when they need something, if they have questions. It's we've learned a lot, and it's showing how I feel like tough and resilient we can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And loved also, Tiffany, seeing you kind of stepping up and helping serve within the City of Walker on our Downtown Development Authority. That takes care of that downtown of Standale. You're a business owner in Standale. What do you hope to kind of gain out of that experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just feel very fortunate to be able to be involved and to be able to, not only be hearing about what we're doing, but also potentially have a voice in the direction that we go, because, it impacts us as a business, but it also impacts us as community members and all of our family and friends that are in the area. And so, it's just been really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to work with the group.
Yeah, it's a unique dynamic that you have. And so for people who are interested in learning more about Sicilianos, wanting to stop on by, check out the inventory, maybe even get into the craft brewing, their home brewing, what's the best way for them to get started and check you guys out?
The best way is stopping in and talking to us in person. I mean, we're available over phone calls, obviously, too, to tell you more about our store and answer your questions. But the in-person experience is top notch. Like I said, our staff, Katie, Beckett, Alex, and Jackson, are all willing and want to help and really expand Sicilianos and keep that going and expand our customer growth. So.
Yeah, and I think coming in, it's our best way of understanding what it is that someone wants, and then we can kind of tailor what our recommendations are from there. Like, we have people come in that are interested in winemaking, and maybe they're a little hesitant. So it's like, well, let's start with kits as opposed to like doing grapes. And similarly, there's just so many resources that we can connect people with, especially in the homebrew community, with how many different homebrew clubs. Like, we really try to support them and increase their membership. So if there's people that are actually really interested in craft beer and brewing, then we can connect them with the local club.
Love that.
Which we do have so we have a Siciliano's homebrew competition every year. There's 150 entries, which is awesome. And there's like BJCP certified judges. Shout out to all the homebrew club members that make that happen and judge and steward with us. But on May 2nd this year, Saturday, we have Big Brew Day at Trail Point. We partner with them. So there's going to be usually 15 to 20 homebrew club member teams brewing on site. And then we announce the winner of the competition. But that's another way to learn from us, but also the homebrew community itself. Like they're on site handing out their homebrews they make, but also making and answering questions. So we appreciate Jeff and Gary allowing us to partner with them to allow us to have that event as well.
A lot of support if you want to get into this.
Yeah,
You know, we always, go ahead.
It's very cool to kind of backtracking a little bit with the legacy that Steve and Barb built, but it's also very awesome and cool to see all the breweries that started because of it. A lot of the Mitten, Trail Point, Archival, those are all people that started as homebrewers from our shop. So that's awesome to see. And there's many more than that too, but
that's a great story. Just seeing that and their success now, all because of Sicilianos. That's incredible. You know, we talk about having experiences in communities, and your store is that, a destination, a place to go, a place to learn, and to just cultivate relationships. And who knows? So Dan and Tiffany, incredible work you guys are doing. We are so grateful that you're part of Walker community. Yes. Thank you so much for being part, of course. Yes. And we thank you for tuning in as well.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Made in Walker podcast. If you have comments or questions about this podcast, or if you have suggestions for future episodes, we'd love to hear from you. Please drop us an email at podcast@walker.city. Made in Walker is the official podcast of the city of Walker, Michigan. You can find Made in Walker wherever you get your podcasts.